SALTGATOR just sent me over their brand new desktop soft gel injection molding machine, and today we're gonna check it out and see what it does. My name's Jim, and this is the Edge of Tech. Today, I'm back in the Edge of Tech studios, proudly powered by STL Flicks. If you haven't heard of STL Flicks, they're like the Netflix of 3D printing, and you have to check them out. There's a link in the description below if you want to do just that. So as I was saying, I just got the SALTGATOR, and the company is calling it the very first desktop soft gel injection molding machine. I've never used any injection molding machines, so I'm pretty pumped to test this thing out and give you guys a first look at the SALTGATOR. It's an all-in-one desktop machine that combines the heating, the mixing, and the injection all in one compact design like this. They actually say you can use it with one hand too. It kind of looks like a big syringe to me. The machine uses a recyclable soft gel system, which means that leftover material can actually be reused, making it more cost-effective and eco-friendly than the other machines that don't allow you to reuse the materials. The material itself is actually a non-toxic soft gel. It's a specifically formulated raw material that supports hardnesses from 0A to 40A, which means very soft to hard. We'll talk more about the materials in a little while, but they sent me these two bottles to try, and it looks like it's a PVC 2.0 material that they sent me. Now they say that the machine supports very low temp injections, meaning it operates from 176 degrees Fahrenheit to 410 degrees Fahrenheit, or 80 to 210 C, making it safe and compatible with PLA, PETG, and other common 3D printing mold materials. That means we can actually make our own molds here at home with the materials we already have, and we don't have to buy anything special. I really like that because the majority of time I print in PLA, and I would love to be able to make molds in PLA, and this machine supports that. Now the machine itself touts a safe and sealed design that includes a gasket sealed heating chamber that's designed to block the fumes when this thing is heating up, and also a cool touch exterior so it doesn't get hot on the outside and you won't burn your hands when this thing is 410 degrees. Also, there's a visual digital temp control right here, and all that combined, it makes it safe for using it inside to block the fumes, and it's cool to the touch, and you can also see what temperature you're actually operating at. It's perfect to set right on your desk. You don't have to take this thing outside to use. Its non-stick interior in the chamber makes it quick and easy to clean up, and it's a tool-free cleanup, which makes mold swapping very easy with a lot less mess. You can clean this thing out, put a new material in it, and go to new molds very quickly because of how they set this thing up. They did send me a prototype of this, and that's what you see here. So you actually get the SALTGATOR itself. You get the base that does a lot of the action right here in the base. Inside the box, they actually sent me a couple of clamps for using with the molds, the power cable, and the cord itself. So you just kind of plug that in and plug it in. So there's that. And also they sent me, let's see, a little tool here with a magnet that's attached to it. Not sure why. Maybe we'll find out. And a couple of molds here. And we talked about the couple bottles of material they sent as well. That's everything I got in the boxes. That's everything they sent to me. And again, they sent me a couple of molds. I just talked about that. These are very clearly 3D printed. I have not opened them. I don't know what the molds are. And this is a first look video, and I want you to have the first look with me after we inject these to see what these molds actually are. So we're gonna find out together. What are these? I don't know. So now we're gonna check it out. Before using it, I'm gonna make sure that the bottom injection valve is closed simply by turning it to close it. There was a really good video tutorial that I watched, and that's how they did it. Now I'm gonna set it on the base, and we'll kind of face it there. It is plugged in. I don't believe it's not turned on right now, which is okay. I'm also going to open a little valve at the top. I'll show you that in a second. I'm gonna unscrew and lift out the plunger. So there you go. There's the plunger. And I don't know if I had that open or closed, that little valve. Let's see. Should be hard to push in if it's closed, and it is. And it should be easier to push in. There we go. If it's open, I just had to not be scared. So the valve is open. I take it off, and I'm gonna set it right there. Now I'm gonna grab some of the material they sent me. It doesn't say to shake it or anything, but I'm gonna give it a little shake. It just feels right because it's gonna mix anyway. I'm gonna open it up and I'm only gonna fill it up maybe like, I don't know, halfway or something, because I only have these 2 little molds. I don't wanna like overfill, but let's check it out. So there's quite a bit in here. Oh, now I see it. So you can kind of see it filling in the front right here. Hopefully that's enough. I did it about halfway. I could do a little more. There you go. Kind of see it going in there. I'm gonna close this. Like I said, it is non-toxic, so it shouldn't be that big a deal to use it with no gloves. I just wouldn't get it all over yourself without washing your hands right away. Just be careful. Anytime I play with this kind of stuff, you just be careful, right? I'm gonna put the plunger back in the top. We already know that valve is open, so very carefully get it past the first seal like that. I'm gonna push it down to about right there. And then I'm gonna lock the top in right there. So everything is ready to go. Also, I think I need to close the top pressure valve at this point once I put the plunger back in. Now I flipped on the power and I set the heat to about 175 C, and that's gonna start mixing and heating up the material inside of the SALTGATOR. While it's doing that, I'm gonna grab like maybe some paper towels and a paper plate just to catch any spills that I create making these molds. I'm also going to grab the little clamps and get the molds clamped together and ready for molding. Now we can tell it's ready when the liquid inside is actually clear. It was white when I poured it in, as we saw earlier, and now it's clear. It's only been maybe like 10 minutes. It has heated up all the way to the temp and it's stirred multiple times. It'll kick in just like it did right now. Let me see. I'm hoping you guys can hear that. But it kicks in and it keeps stirring and it goes through like heat and stir cycles to keep it kind of mixed up and ready to go. I let this sit for a little longer just because I've never done this before, but we're about to inject our very first mold. Now that it's ready to go, we're gonna go ahead and take it off of the base like this, purge a little bit so it's solid like that. Then I have this camera started so you guys can see this a little bit closer because we're doing this in real time. I'm going to take it over here, set the nozzle into the mold, and give it some, fill it up there. Okay, we want to fill it up until it comes out the top, it said. I don't know how much that's going to take, but let me get that off there. This is my first time, so, you know. Gonna purge it down like that. I want to make sure it's full. There we go. Then I'm going to wipe it and I'm going to come to the second mold over here too. Maybe. I'm going to push. Let me see how much is left in there. Oh, we got quite a bit. I hope. And I really don't know, because I've never done this before, how much I'm going to get out or how fast or anything like that. But just wanted to kind of push it in there. And that one seems a little bit harder to push in. Let's see. Maybe, oh, maybe I'm out. You know what? I'm out of material. So we'll see. Maybe I used it all in the first mold. I'm actually going to fire up some more material and do this mold or push some more into this mold. I think I didn't get much in there. I think I used it mostly on this because I didn't put enough in. So we're going to do that real quick. Okay, what actually happened was that I clogged the nozzle, like the end down here. I probably did that by pushing it in here and then looking and then pushing it back down in. Probably shouldn't do that. Leave it in there until you're done injecting and then kind of let it happen. I unclogged it with the little tool they gave me and there was plenty of material to do this one as well. So that's where we're at. It only takes about 3 minutes for the material we're using right now to cure. That was the PVC 2.0 material that they sent. It says 3 minutes cure time and we're ready to go. It's time to get these models apart. So I'm going to fire up this camera. We can get a nice close look at if I did this right. So we're going to start with the first one. And if you didn't notice, I clamped them to my desk just to make it I guess, better to use. I'm gonna peel off the top that was in right there that kind of protruded out. And then I'm gonna try to pull it apart. And it did come apart. And it's really cool. It's actually in there. It looks like I filled it up pretty good, which is great. And I'll show this camera here. As I'm showing this camera here, you can see that it did fill it up all the way, which is awesome. And it looks like there's 2 or 3 little holes in here. I'm not sure exactly what this mold is. It looks, until we get it out, I really don't know what this is. So I think I'm gonna take and see if I can peel it out. Oh yeah, there we go. Just kind of get my fingers in there and peel it. Now, I didn't have any mold release. I don't know if they had any in here or not, but there we go. Hey, looks like a little teddy bear. A little teddy bear. You can kind of see him like that. A really gummy teddy bear. And you can actually see the features, which is really cool. I know this material is very, very soft. As you can see, it kind of flops around. But it's just a little teddy bear, which is great. I'm not sure what it's for, but it's one of the molds they sent. There you go. First one, little teddy bear. Now we're gonna go for the second mold. Again, I have no idea what it is, like we talked about earlier. I haven't done this. This is my first attempt, and I just kind of wanted to see how easy it was for everyone or someone who never had done this before. So I'm gonna peel off the stuff like I did last time and kind of put it there. And I'm gonna open it up, and there's just this little thing here. There's in the mold, it looks like a J almost. I'm not sure if you can see that, but inside the mold, it looks like there's like an insert and there's like a J. Again, no idea what this mold is. I do know that it goes in from the back where I filled it, and I wonder if I can kind of dig it out a little bit. And it looks like this could be interchangeable in here too. So I'm really not sure what the J is, but let's take a look. Kind of looks like maybe a little fishing lure, little floppy fishing lure. You can kind of see it right there. Maybe a crocodile or something, but it looks like there's like an eye right here or something you would connect into, and then the little lure like that. I have no idea what this is, but it worked. You can see that it worked, so that's good. Pretty cool for my first 2 attempts. Pretty cool. Now they did send me a third one, and I'm gonna pop this open too. This one's much, much bigger. And you might realize that I'm wearing different clothes, and that's because this is a different day. The first machine I got, being a prototype, had some issues. It wasn't heating up correctly, that kind of thing. Great customer service. They sent me a new one right away. I got this, and with the new one, they sent me a new, or I guess I should say another mold. I don't know what this is. It's much larger than the other 2, but I did inject it anyway. Why not? So let's see if we can pull it apart. Okay, that's interesting. It's very long. Looks like this. Very long. This, I'm gonna have to say, I think this is a fishing lure. Just by looking at, it kind of looks like a squid inside of here. Now, let me see if I can get it out. I don't want to break it, but yeah, this has to be some sort of fishing lure, which would be perfect for this soft material. So the top of it has like it's kind of hard to see anywhere, but the top of it has somewhere where you could like attach it, I guess you could say. It kind of has these flares, and then it looks like a squid. If we're looking at it, I'm sure I'm supposed to trim some of this out. It would be super helpful if I knew what these were, like ahead of time. I could be like, oh yeah, that's what that is, right? But I don't. But it really does. It looks like a squid. Now it looks like I have some cleanup to do on this one. Maybe just wipe it down and get some of this extra stringy off here. But it did come out really good. It's really floppy, and that's a pretty good sized injection from this material. Now I don't know what PVC 2.0 is, but I can tell you it is super soft and floppy. And we ended up with a teddy bear a squid, I'm guessing a fishing lure, and I have no idea what this little guy is. I don't know. But it's very cool. I could see where this could actually become very addictive. If you check out their Kickstarter page, you could add colors, you can add like glitter. I mean, like all the different additives you can go to make different colors. You can inject them, and you can inject these in different layers to get layered colors, which is really cool. It's pretty fun. Once you kind of get the hang of it, I think it's going to be a lot more fun once I do more and more of these. But for a first try, I think this is so much fun. I think this could be super addictive to be able to 3D print molds like this, because this is just a 3D printed mold, nothing special at all. And like I said, to be able to 3D print anything into a mold and then inject it with multiple materials of different hardnesses could be pretty awesome. And these are usable. And another cool thing about these is they're way more soft than like a TPU 3D print would be. So maybe like wheels and stuff like that, or I guess I should say tires, maybe like tires for different applications or something like that would be cool with this. The other really cool thing is that they're designing a mold library. It's designed to make mold creation accessible pretty much to everybody, especially someone like me who's never made a mold before. They're gonna have like a library of molds that you can jump on, use, and then download, 3D print, and then use, which is really cool. The other cool thing is it won't only be 3D printing files. You'll be able to CNC some of them. So if you have a CNC at home, you're gonna be able to use your CNC and make custom molds that way as well. Pretty much if you have a 3D printer or a CNC, you can use their mold library, make your own molds, and then use this across the board on pretty much everything. They also say that the custom mold library is just the beginning. They have plans to expand features and deliver even more functionality to this. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm hoping we see that in the future. I know the Kickstarter's already doing good at the time of this video, so hopefully it continues to do good and we can see where the SALTGATOR goes. So my initial thoughts on the first look at the SALTGATOR is that I think it's a really cool idea. And I think it could be a very fun, rewarding experience to make models straight from like 3D printed molds, especially because most of us that watch these videos 3D print, and you can use everything down to PLA. I think that's super cool. I think it could be a really good investment if you have an Etsy store, or maybe sell at craft shows too, because you could actually have custom lure molds sitting there and inject this and they'd be cured in 3 minutes. You could make stuff on the spot in maybe like custom colors or something. Now cleaning it out does take a little bit of time, so obviously there need to be time between batches, but like if someone wanted a batch of specific color fishing lures or something like that, you can make them right on the spot at one of those shows, which would be really cool. Or maybe you're a fisherman and you want to make your own lures at home. That would be awesome. Or maybe you just want to prototype molds before making them or sending them off to actual production. Another great idea for something like this, especially because it can use such a wide variety of different materials, not just the soft stuff that we saw here. Like I keep saying, SALTGATOR says that this can use or handle a bunch of different materials. Like 3D printing materials would be something from like PLA all the way to PEEK. They mention high temp casting and CNC materials like aluminum and copper and other engineering plastics as well. That just makes this machine very versatile, and the best part is that it's small enough that you can put this next to your keyboard and set it on your desk. When I was doing this, there was no fumes, nothing like that. It's self-mixed, it heated everything up. It was warm to the touch, but it definitely wasn't hot. Maybe like the bottom area would be hot, but you wouldn't want to grab a hold of that because it's like 180 C. But other than that, you can keep it right on your desk and then use it as needed. The other thing I don't think we talked about yet about making your own 3D printed molds is that they're reusable over and over and over with these materials. I would suggest maybe some mold release. I'm gonna look through their instructions and see if they do. They didn't include it, so I didn't use it. But technically, you could keep using these molds over and over and over until they wear out. That's super cool because one of these could do just several items, and that could actually save you some money over 3D printing them in the long run. Now, the SALTGATOR is available right now on Kickstarter, and I believe you could still get The early bird special at the time of filming this, it's like $249 to get what you saw here. And I think that's a really good deal for what you see. I know they've blown past their goal with almost 1,500 backers, and it's at like $350,000 or something like that. But I do have to say this, just like every other Kickstarter project I film, I need to say that there's no guarantee from Kickstarter that you're ever gonna get the item you backed. And you won't get charged unless that item succeeds. Now, this one in particular has already long surpassed the goal, so it is going to succeed. So I believe there was like 29 days left as of today, the day I'm filming, of the Kickstarter, and that's plenty of time to get your order in, hopefully still get an early bird at $249, and then you'll be charged at the end of that Kickstarter. But I just want to say that in this case, the SALTGATOR team has been really good to work with. I had some issues with that initial machine. They worked with me, they tried to troubleshoot, they sent me videos, they gave me troubleshooting steps. Ultimately, we deemed that the machine was not working correctly, and they sent me this one, which has been great. So if that means anything, and you like this product, go check it out with the link that's in the description below. Save yourself some money from when this actually goes live to the public. And it's a pretty cool machine if you're looking for something like this to keep on your desk. So that brings me to the question of what you would make if you had a machine or like this or this machine at all. What kind of molds would you make? What kind of things would you make with it? Are you a fisherman? Do you want to make, I don't know, RC tires, stuff like that? Let me know in the comments below what you think of this machine and what you would make with it, because I would love to get your ideas and maybe make some of them going forward as well. And I'm sure you guys have some great ideas that I haven't even thought of to test the SALTGATOR out. Check it out if you're interested. There's a link in the description below. And as always, have you checked out that video yet?